got
Well, there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot him in the head.
All right, what's going on, YouTube? Long time no see. This is not my garage that I have been filming in for the last, what's it been, 6 years or so that I've had a YouTube channel now. So, as the video title says, we got evicted. That sounds worse than what it is. I mean, when I think of the word eviction, I think of like, you weren't paying your bills and, they had to come in and like drag you out with handcuffs and the cops. That wasn't this, We had been in that other house. It was a rental for almost 10 years. Everything was fine. And it just, our lease renewed every year around January, and that was that. And this year, I went to go pay rent in October, and the landlord, she said that we weren't going to be renewing, that she needed the house for her mom to live in. They needed us to find a new place to live. So that was pretty unexpected. We had always wanted and dreamed of buying a house and moving out of that place, but the rent was cheap and affordable, and the place was decent, and it worked for us, and so we just kind of kept renewing over and over again. And when she kind of told us that, it kind of put a fire under our butts to finally take the jump and become homeowners. It was a big, scary jump, and arguably maybe not the greatest time in the economy to be buying a house, but I feel very blessed that we ended up where we ended up and what we got here. It's a huge upgrade from where we were. And as you can see, I'm sitting in my very own shop, which is just kind of insane to even say out loud. I'm not going to show you guys the house. It's just a house, but it's nice and small and cute and works for us. But the property is on like a third of an acre, and it has covered RV parking for the trailer. If any of you watched any of the trailer build saga, you know what a nightmare situation that was at the other place, because I was trying to build this big 28-foot enclosed trailer in the middle of town with it parked in the street, and the cops came and told me I couldn't keep it there anymore. So then I had to move it to my parents' property like an hour and a half away and work on it there. And that's where it's been for like, I don't even know, almost 2 years now, I think. And so it's here now. It's on the side of the shop. It's got hookups and power, and we can continue to build on that as we want, which is just amazing. The Jeep is behind me in here, and I have all of my toolboxes and more in here, and a full other bay right here to do stuff in. So we have room to like grow and expand. I can do side jobs, and I can do additional builds in the future. I don't necessarily have money to do all that anymore because of the mortgage payment, but you know, hopefully, theoretically, someday in the future, I will have more money to play with, and now I have room to do things with this that I want to do, or a future build of some kind. So very, very excited for what the future might hold here in this new place. So obviously I did not sell the Jeep to make this happen. However, it was posted for sale for a brief moment there for like about a week and a half or so. As many of you saw, I got a plethora of DMs about it. People being like, oh my gosh, you can't be selling that thing. So yeah, there was just a moment of panic there, you know, financially, and it seemed like that was what was going to be needed, but it ended up working out. And so obviously, thank goodness I got to keep the old girl. I would have been real sad and definitely probably regretted it. It's not like she's one of a kind. I can't rebuild it, you know, to be exactly what this thing is. Plus, it would have broke my heart to see someone else out there driving it. So yeah, Jeep got to stay. The big cargo trailer got to stay, and yeah, we can kind of just continue on with our life. So cool beans. I was trying to fool some people though there in that intro with opening the door, seeing if anyone would fall for that, thinking that it was gone. Oh my gosh. So if I got you, put it in the comments. So I'll just go ahead and give a really quick look at the space that we've got here. I'm not gonna go crazy in detail, but I mean it's just life-changing, honestly, is what it is. So I guess, yeah, hopefully the videos can kind of pick back up again here. Obviously, that was a bit of a whirlwind. I've been totally MIA for a while because of that and the move and all of that, and I've been overwhelmed and have not gone wheeling. We are in the middle of snow season, basically, at this point, and I have not gone wheeling at all yet. So I'm getting videos of people finding pretty good snow all over the place, so we really need to get out there and go find something and film something. But there is one critical piece of snow wheeling that my Jeep does not have right now, and that is a working air compressor. I've had an air compressor forever, but mine broke over the summer and just died. And that brings me to today's video sponsor, which is Max Speeding Rods. They sent me a super sick air compressor that I'm really excited to install and show you guys it. All right, so here's the box. I have opened it, I'm not gonna lie to you, but believe me when I say it was very nicely packaged, everything was beautiful, but I do have it already out and right here. Let me grab it. So this thing is built like a freaking tank. It comes with obviously your cables here to hook up to the battery, a little air nozzle, which is nice because I actually lost mine in the move, so I needed a new one anyways. It comes with your hose, and it comes with a air chuck with a digital air gauge that lights up. So that's pretty cool because I can now use that to check my my pressure. I've always had an air chuck and then a gauge, and an air chuck and a gauge, so now you can do it all in one, which is nice. As for the compressor itself, it's an all metal construction. It's got nice buttons. It's got really nice just push and clip in hoses. Very, very easy. No more fussing around with the old school style. Same with the other end. All of these just clip on, really nice. So before we go a whole lot further, we need to test this thing and see how it works, because I haven't really done that yet. I've just kind of played with it a little bit here. So let's bring it over there and deflate a tire and see how it does on a big 42. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, I did just start the freaking Jeep to go and test this air compressor out, and my alternator decided it was not gonna charge. This is completely locked up. I mean, I can barely turn it. So that's cool. Live stuff happening. I did already change it. My hands are dirty. New alternator. She's charging. We can resume. All right, so I've got the MXR Pro air compressor here just on my stool temporarily, and I've got it, clamped to the battery like usual. I'm just gonna deflate this tire, pull the core out and deflate it basically to flat, and then I'm gonna air it up to, I don't know, 15 pounds. That's pretty much my standard, like driving it back to the trailer weight, or pressure, I mean. So we'll see how fast I'll time it and see how long it takes to do that. And then I thought it might be kind of cool. I don't know if my other air compressor is even up for it, but try and replicate it on my Smittybilt setup and see how the times compare before we go mounting this thing. Alright, as you can see, it's very flat. I mean, it's sidewalls folded. This is pretty standard for what we're snow wheeling with. And if you've ever filled up a big 42-inch tire with one of these little portable compressors, it's a task. The Smittybilt one that I have, it used to struggle. It would get so hot doing like the first couple that it would basically not be able to do the other two, and I would kind of settle with it being like 6 pounds or so and just drive home like that. So I'm very curious if this is any better. All right, so we'll just go ahead and start the old girl. Ready, set, go. I don't know if you guys can see that stopwatch, but I'm gonna hope you can. It's also really quiet. Like I can barely hear the compressor over the engine, which is my other one's really loud. So that was 12 pounds in 90 seconds. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. That's if this gauge is accurate. I could check it with my other gauge. Let's see, hang on. Yeah, this one says 13, so that's pretty damn impressive. Another thing that's cool is it has fans. I don't know if you can hear them. So it's like ice cold to the touch. Like it's not warm. Even on the spot that says warning, it's not warm at all. It's cold. And I must have a small leak somewhere, but you can hear it. It auto turns on and turns off, which the other compressor does not do that. It just runs forever. So like in between tires, it's just running. Pretty impressive. 90 seconds, and I could drive home on that. I mean, it used to take me like what felt like a half hour to fill up all 4 tires. So, pretty good. Let's test the other one. All right, turn that off so you can at least hear me. Stupid thing's so loud. Okay, so this is my old setup. This is just one of those little Smittybilt portable ones. You can see I actually removed the handle that used to be here and just screwed an air chuck into it, or an air fitting, so you can easy pop on and off that way. It's hard mounted in here, and then it's hard wired to the battery, so I can just flip the switch. And it starts going. The breaker was tripped. So that's what's been wrong. You can see this thing's all broken because it's all plastic and chintzy. But lately it's been only pumping for like a half a tire and then tripping the breaker. So we'll see if that's the case here too. But yeah, let's plug in my other hose and do another tire just for comparison's sake here. So I will say the Smittybilt like valve stem, I don't even know what you call this, the part that like screws onto the valve stem, I did like more. This one's threaded. and so it screws on, and then you can walk away. Where the other one, it's like a clip-on one, but it was leaking really bad if I just tried to use the clip. I had to like keep constant pressure on it, and so I'm thinking I could maybe find a way to combine the two to make the best of both worlds. But yeah, let's test this really quick. All right, sidewall is folded, basically flat. All right, can you guys see that timer? Probably not, but I'll let you know what it says. Oh, I'm already shut off. Yeah. Well, at least you know I'm not lying for a sponsored bit. My air compressor really is broken. It won't even fill one tire here, so I guess we can't do a comparison.
The very next evening.
I did pull out my old compressor here. You can see how broken it fell out of the back of the truck many years ago. But I really wanted to compare the Smittybilt to the new Max Speeding Rods compressor. And so I actually went as far as to borrow my buddy's Smittybilt compressor here so that I can do the exact same test and compare times, because I honestly don't know. I mean, they all have you know, PSI claims and stuff like that, but you don't really know until you truly hook it up and run a stopwatch. So let's do that. All right, we got the old Smittybilt hooked up. Tire is flat. Let's turn it on and get a stopwatch going. All right, I want to pause it at 90 seconds. That's where we ran the other one to. And we are at maybe 2 pounds. Remember, the other compressor was at like 15 at this point, but let's keep going to see how long it takes to kind of get this to where I'd be comfortable driving on the road. All right, what are we at now? All right, yeah, that's 12 pounds, so pretty comparable, and it's 3 minutes, so double? Yeah, double the amount of time. I mean, it did it. It is pretty warm, and I know, like I said, for a fact, because I had one of these, after 2 tires or so, I would be like piling snow on top of this to try and get it cool enough to touch. So they do work, but I'm pretty impressed with the Max Speeding Rods one. All right, so now that we know this compressor actually works and we can see how much better it is in the old setup, it's time to actually get it installed. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just snip the alligator clips off the end. We don't need those. I'm just gonna clip some new eyelets on. That way we can hardwire this thing straight to the battery. That's how I had the old one, and it worked super good, just reaching behind the seat for the hose and pushing the on button rather than fussing around getting the bag out and clamping it to the battery and everything. It's a way easier setup. All right, so looking at the bottom of this thing, as far as mounting it goes, like I said, it comes with a paper for you to like template basically where to drill your holes. And then it has built into the bottom already nut certs built into it. And you see that it's got rubber feet right here, and then looks like, what are these, M6 nut certs, 8 of them even, so that's pretty cool. Here we go.
Oh, that was fuel. Fuck, I just drilled through a fuel line. Unbelievable. No way. Dang, look at that. Right into the fuel line. That's so frustrating. Dang it, dude. Every time. Can't have anything nice. All right, we are literally hours later, and I finally got it mounted. That was very hard to do by myself just because my arms were not long enough to like reach around and line the bolts up. The air compressor is mounted. She is rigid, solid, not going anywhere. The seat still fits. All right, so I got this all wired up. You can kind of see my clean wiring. It just runs down underneath straight to the battery. So now all I got to do is just push the button and it turns on. So that's awesome. All right, so that's pretty much it. I did want to do one last quick little thing to show you guys how I modified the new air hose that came with the max speeding rods compressor. There was nothing wrong with it, but I felt like I could improve it just a little bit by taking my favorite parts of the Smittybilt compressor hose that it comes with and this one and kind of making a super hose, if you will, for lack of better terms. So let me show you what I did. So the hose, I guess itself, I haven't changed at all. It still has the quick detach connectors. That's all exactly the same. I did change, I don't know what you call this bit, the end piece here. So it worked fine. However, like I said in the other video, with the old clip-on for the valve stem, it leaked pretty bad. So I had to keep constant pressure on it, and I didn't like that. I really liked the Smittybilt having the screw on. So I actually grafted that to the hose. So that way I can screw it on and it doesn't leak at all. But then additionally, I love on the Smittybilt one, I can just screw it on and walk away. Because, I mean, like you saw, it takes 3 minutes to do a tire. So rather than just sitting there kneeling in the snow for 3 minutes, you can screw it on and walk away. Now with the max speeding rods one, it is so much quicker. It's probably not as big of a deal, but I still liked that. So now I can screw it on, and I Velcroed this fully closed. And then I added a ball valve at the bottom here to open or close it. So because if it's Velcroed closed, the air's just gonna be ripping out of here in between tires. So I can close this off, and then my pressure gauge will tell me what the tire pressure is at, so I can kind of just and check. And then when I'm done with that tire, I can close it, unscrew it. The compressor shuts off automatically as I go to the next tire, screw it on, open it, and it just starts going. When I think it's pretty close, I just close it, check the pressure, bada bing, bada boom. I do think this like pistol grip, piece right here is cool, but because it's plastic, I know that the way I store all this, it does kind of get beat up in the back there. So I actually may end up completely removing this bit entirely. The hose screws in, the gauge screws in, and the ball valve all screw in here. So I think all I need to do is just get a little T, like some brass T, and this will be a much more bulletproof setup, I guess I would say. Again, this works completely fine for now, but I just foresee this maybe getting broken because it's plastic. But for now, that works totally great. I actually went and bought a T and it was the wrong size. I'm an idiot. So I think I'll probably do that in the future. But all in all, I love the gauge, and I love the setup. The quick detach on the hose is pretty rad. And I think that's the last thing needed for snow season. Yeah, I already fixed the fuel line. I did that last night, and yeah, I think we're ready for snow. So now we just sit and wait for it to come. I think that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. Sorry it's been so long. I'm gonna try and get the videos going again. I got a few walk around videos planned. I think I'm gonna really kind of dive into the walk around videos and hopefully some snow wheeling content coming soon. So keep your eyes peeled. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the website. It's back up. shopbackyardbeaters.com for some merch. Get yourself some hats, stickers, t-shirts, sweatshirts, whatever you need. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.